Looks like a puddle of lions, ladies and gentlemen. The Nkuhuma Pride. Yay! They are lying up just on the other side of the dam from where we are. I've had them there before a couple times, and they look like they are very, very relaxed. I can't see how many animals are there. There's a few of them lying flat in the grass, so we're going to go around onto the other side there and see if we can get a better visual. I think it's the Nkuhumas. I'm only guessing that. I know the Torchwoods were seen interacting with the Nkuhumas this morning, and I've never seen the Torchwood Pride come into Juma, so I'm assuming that it must be lions that we know quite well, but very hard to see. You can't see any recognition of them because they are flat and far away. So our hippos are submerged again, and we're going to start up and go around onto the other side and get a nice closer look at these cats. Everyone's keen, I'm sure. Linda and Giraffe Girl, thank you very much. You know, there is luck in the air, and it's what you've noticed, those of you who watch the show, is that these animals, they follow water. You know, they need to drink, and when it gets hot, just go have a look around the shady spots. I mean, you can obviously hear often how whenever we go on drive, we always go and check the water points. It's always a good sort of starting point to see these animals will be, and yeah, so there we are. Marvelous, marvelous stuff. And they were almost visible until the one raised his head, so Alicia, a human would most certainly get sick if they drank that water just like that, but there are ways of filtering it. You know, when you do wilderness safari, ladies and gentlemen, he was busy shouting at us. It was a little dwarf mongoose. He was doing a bit of a head bobble, but from the smallest carnivore, we have to the Nkuhuma puddle. Or as Beck said in my ear, a Christmas bed. And for those of you out there who have never heard of a Christmas bed, it's when you have families around and all the kids, and you throw all the mattresses together in the lounge with all sorts of blankets and pillows and put on a DVD or two, and then all the kids sort of slumber together in one big Christmas bed. It's something we refer to in South Africa whenever a whole lot of you jump together on one bed. I still do it as well, Bex. Bex says she still does it. I still do it. It's quite fun. And then we need popcorn and chocolate. Mongooses have come back, but I'm not sure if they're going to stay. They're just here. How cute are they? So at least 3 of them a moment ago. Another adventurous one to the left. Having a little bit of a groom. Beautiful little place for them to hide. Last time, actually, with Craig, he was out with me. We were just maybe 150 meters or so, just a bit further east from where we are right now. And we had the Nkuhumas lying up on a termite mound. And then right at the end of show, just as we ended, a family of dwarf mongooses erupted out of the termite mound, and the lions, including the adult lionesses, ran and jumped, and it was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen. And then they'd jump and land on the hole the mongoose disappeared in, and then like tentatively lift up their paw to look underneath to see what exactly they might have caught, but they didn't catch anything. They're just way too fast. Back to the puddle. What is he doing there? Is he busy eating? She. Busy eating a stick, keeping the teeth clean. They do look rather hungry. Their bellies are rather empty. You see this one on the far right, Craigo? The far right there, you can just see on her bum, she's got a bit of a wound there. That looks like it's new. I wonder, Bex, have we seen this wound yet? It's not that injured lioness. I mean, they interacted with the Torchwoods this morning. Apparently there was quite a bit of hustle and bustle between them. Tristan is actually showing me a little video. Nikki knows the lions very well by their faces, but not by their bottoms. What was that? But you can see lions every single day, and something can happen in the night, and you'll see them the next day, and there can be all sorts of weird and wonderful things. But they definitely had an interaction, and I would be surprised if there are no fresh scars or injuries on any of these animals. Because a territorial dispute between lionesses can be very, very, very aggressive. They are fighting for everything they hold dear to themselves. But then Brent did tell me that they actually are related, the Torchwood Pride and the Nkuhumas. So I didn't know that. But very interesting. So maybe that's why in the video that we saw, it wasn't such an aggressive sort of attack. It was more posturing and growling and a lot of chasing, and a few individuals got a bit of a hiding, but it was nothing like what you see when the going is very tough. You can see lions, they will actually they'll kill each other if they can. Oh, what have you spotted there, youngster? Corin, I am trying to do a head count. I'll reposition shortly and see if we can get the rest of them. But I've counted, I think, 10. I believe Brent said this morning that they only saw 10. They didn't see 11. But we'll do a count shortly, and we'll make sure that they're all here. But I first counted, I only saw 6, and then slowly more and more. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to hold off speaking for a little bit while we do a broadcast. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Juma in the Sabi Sands, South Africa. We are sitting with the pride of lions called the Nkuhuma Pride, which numbers up to 11 individuals. We're up in the northeastern section of Juma itself, and my name is Steve Falconbridge. Good afternoon, welcome, and I'm joined by Craig on camera, and we are in the heart of South Africa and the heart of the wilderness, and this is a tourism destination of note. The Nkuhuma Pride, which we see lying very, very flat at the moment, had an interaction with another pride just to the north of us this morning, and one of the landowners to the north actually took a video to show the interaction as it took place. And as we know, lion prides and lions that we find all over the African continent and here are very well documented in the Sabi Sands, South Africa, and that is because we do get to spend a lot of time with them. Reese, I haven't seen a male with this pride for some time. There's reports on the radio that there's a male lion right down in the far southwest, to the complete opposite corner of Juma itself. And he, or the Birmingham boys as they are called, are the dominant pride males. They will look over most of the prides in the area, and they don't take part in any of these pride disputes. The pride disputes are tackled between the lionesses. What we're looking at here is the family unit, the lionesses who dominate and lead the pride wherever it goes, and that's made up of their offspring. And in this pride is only one juvenile male of about 16. Isn't that a gorgeous young animal? A youngster of about 14, 15 months of age, doing very, very well in this pride. Mohammed from the DRC, welcome. I'm so happy to have you on the show. Marvelous. I suppose it's quite nice with the time. The DRC is probably quite similar. Oh, look at those teeth. Quite similar with regards to the time. I know a lot of our other viewers are either watching very early or very late in the evening. Isn't that beautiful? You see the pink on the nose? There's often something to look at for age. Giraffe girl, you need to come. It is on your bucket list. It is a wonderful place to come. Look at those teeth. So often lions, when they start licking themselves, will then, or start yawning, they'll start licking, and then up they'll get and start doing some movement. You might first see an ablution stop, so they start with some grooming, start with some licking. They might have a toilet stop. Koki, the African lion, is Panthera leo, and I think the lions that you might find else, I'm trying to think where else you find lions in the world. I've hit an absolute blank right now. I know that they are unique. This species is unique to Africa. It might move through into sort of the Middle East area, but I honestly do not have an answer for you right there. Terribly sorry. And here, one of the lapwings in the background. Fantastic, Giraffe girl, with your safari savings. Keep up the good work. We look forward to seeing you on the African continent in Juma, Sabi-San, South Africa in the near future. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this very short broadcast. I hope you have a marvelous evening further. If you'd like to watch more, please Google Safari Live and continue the show. Have a good evening. There we go, and now back up. Look at her bum. Oh, that looks so sore, doesn't it? It looks like it's been opened. It was looking a lot better the other day, and it's possible that she got into the altercation again. Oh, shame. What a pity. But they're starting to get up. The wind is up. Much cooler than it was half an hour ago. Time for a bit of play. She is the oldest lioness in the pride, and she's still doing rather well. She's potentially the mother to most of them, or granny anyway. Mina, I think they do develop arthritis. I can't tell you for sure, but one thing that you do see in lions in sort of the Kruger Park area is they do develop TB, and they start losing condition at an older age, and the TB is derived from the buffalo, and you'll often see them suddenly losing a lot of condition, getting very skinny, and the bones stick out, and they seem to get swellings on the elbows, almost like a gout, but it is in fact actually TB that they've contracted. And whether that's got anything to do with your question about arthritis, I'm not sure, but it seems like they do get a bit old and stiff. But whether it's actually a diagnosed disease or affliction, I'm not 100% sure. But look at that, Craigo. We have got some enormous clouds building up on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. And have a look at that. That is a huge development coming in from the west. We're going to watch it very carefully, because that could get everybody very wet. But it could be the rains that we are looking for, the rains that will fill this dam up to the brim, hopefully the Vuurtele Dam as well, or it could just tease us and just swoop straight past in the opposite direction. We're not sure. Oh, there's some lovely grooming going on there. Oh, Mom, this is just such a nice life. So I'm trying to see that youngster. One of the youngsters had a very bad eye last time I saw them, but I haven't quite seen it yet. They haven't all risen or lifted their heads up yet. This youngster is looking in fine condition. Very loved. Oh, well, actually, there's two of them getting licked at the same time there. How marvelous is that? Hey, that's how you do it, Mom, when you got more than one cub. Just lick across. There's a little bit of jealousy going on there. My turn, my turn. Nope, she's going to lick herself. Hopefully they'll get up and get quite playful with us again, as we've seen them before. think I was with Dave that one afternoon in the Milwaukee, where the cubs all started jumping up and playing. And there seems to be some movement here, some youngsters. There we go. Up they climb, increasing the size of the puddle. There we go. I'll just lie right on your face. That's a Christmas bed indeed. Okay, so that's another youngster. Its eyes looking fine. That's 3 youngsters there. Its eyes are looking fine to me. So I'm thinking the one that we used to see is a little bit more on the left. Maybe it will show itself soon. There's one of the adults. Now it's her turn for some love. Reciprocating. It's marvelous that we're able to spend time like this with wild cats. Caleb, how many lions to take down a hippo? So that is an enormous number. I watched video years ago. Friends of mine were doing work for National Geographic, and they filmed 20 lions on the back of a hippo, and the hippo still won that battle. So a hippo is not to be messed with. They really are an enormous animal with a really low sense of gravity. So you first need to be able to pull it down, and then you need to be able to suffocate it. And it's very hard to do. I don't think, you need to be a really big pride of lions with a few males. I'd say more than 20 with some males in there could probably do it, but the risks involved are enormous. Bless you. There's the cat stretch. The yoga lovers out there, that was a beautiful cat stretch. Peggy, this is the time of day lions start getting up and getting mobile, and they will hunt now if something presents itself, or they'll start moving in that direction to hunt. But if anything does happen, if something happened to come across them while they were lying here, they would definitely try and pull it down. Most definitely. Okay, so I'm having a look at another youngster there. Okay, well, our lions have started to move. Brent has moved off because his Tingana is nice and flat. And let's see what he's up to. He's good, just like these lions now are rehydrating. So lioness right here next to our car. We'll look at in a moment once we finish watching these lions drink, who's got a damaged eye. I have not been able to find the youngster with an injured eye, which is marvelous to see. It's as if it's just healed in the space of about 4 days. When last did I see them? Yeah, it was last week. So there are 11 lions here. They're all looking in really good condition. A few cuts and scratches. As I said, we'll show you this one lioness soon. She's got a bit of an injured eye. Male lions generally fight against each other, but if a male lion is threatening a pride, he's threatening the cubs, it is not uncommon for females to gang up and to repel a male lion. It does often happen, but see there, she's the blind one actually. She's pretty. She used to be called Pretty. But there's another one on the right of me here that's going to walk past us soon that's got something really weird in its eye. First is going to go find out what that little one's playing with. It's found a little... what are you doing? Found a little bit of plastic piping. Oh, I apologize for that, folks. And you see there's something wrong with her eye there. If we can get in on that eye. What are you doing? Wonder if that's her youngster. Well, we are surrounded by lions at the moment, folks. See, look at that. It's a weird blood vessel type of thing. Very hard to explain. But the eye is fine. It's a little bit of a sty or something. the adult lioness and a youngster lying right next to our car. I dare even start the engine. They are so close. You can see a bit of the door in the bottom right-hand frame of the picture there. They are yawning. Soon, I'm sure, after their drink, they will be getting ready to move in a certain direction, and we check which direction the wind is coming from. Wind is coming kind of from the west, which is to go directly south or north from here. So let's hope they choose to go south. If they go south, we'll be able to, attempt to follow them. If they go north, we will lose them in about 100 meters as they cross into Buffelshoek. Here we go. Here comes the one lioness is now moving. There's the cat stretch. Ooh. And the yawn. And let's hope they go in that direction, because that is where we would like them to go. She might have a little drink now. Such beautiful animals. Okay. Always happens after a bit of movement. They have a toilet stop. Jane, male lions start growing their manes from about 7 months, 8 months, very, very small though. To about a year they start, and then they're fully developed at about between 3.5 and 4. Try and find the young male here, and where I think he's the one up on top of the rock there. Yeah, he's the one on top there. That's him. You can see he's just got a little bit of fur around the neck. It's not very, very prominent. There's a little bit more on the back of his head. So between about a year and maybe 12 months to 14 months, they'll start developing that sort of fur. Obviously, there's a bit of genetics involved. I'm just going to keep quiet for a moment. They're making little contact call noises. They have still got a piece of plastic pipe. Nkuhumas are very naughty when it comes to playing with things, but obviously we shouldn't have plastic pipe lying around. It's obviously evidence of old sort of plumbing or pumps to access the water in and around here. Seems to me like the lions were really enjoying the sunset. Kaylin, the lions in South Africa, most of them don't swim very, very well or enjoy swimming. Craig, do you want to have a look at the hippo here? He's behaving in a very strange manner. There we go. There's the defecation. All the lions are transfixed on these big, big juicy-looking mammals. And lions do stay away from water here. It doesn't mean they can't swim. It's they don't choose to swim. Let's see what reaction happens here. I don't know what's going on. He's moving very quickly towards the bank. The lions are very interested. They just can't help but react to something that moves. So tigers, yes, are very, very common in water. But up in the Okavango Delta, there's lions that spend a lot of time very submerged there because the habitat they've grown up in is very swampy and they chase animals through the flats, through the mud flats in the water. So those lions do very, very well in water. But I've watched lions many times hiss, lions hiss at a puddle of water or a stream that's crossing the road. They don't like it very much. What a marvelous shot, Craig, hey? Buffel's hook provides again, yet again, provides us with some magic. Well, it looks like Herbie has finished doing his drawing. Let's go over to Herbie and Taylor and have a look. Yes, thanks very much, Taylor. Hope you all get back safely. We are still with the Nkuhumas. They are all still very interested in what these hippos are doing. The hippos have been going up and down in the dam, probably trying to think of a good way to get out without having to go past a lion or two. It's getting to their time of night when they also want to get out and go and start feeding. And it looks like the lions are going to start going around the dam towards our left. It seems to be the general sort of way of things at the moment. So we might need to start up soon and move in that direction, because the lionesses are the ones who lead the way. You can hear some water thickneys, some blacksmith lapwings calling. The wind has changed. It's coming now from the south. Those clouds are still in the sky, but they seem to be very far away at the moment. So I think the storm on Juma has abated, or the potential for the storm. Very cool breeze, though, coming in now. It's going to be a wonderful evening. Probably one of the cooler evenings we've had so far this year. This definitely shows that winter is on its way, and we will soon be wearing warm jackets. No doubt Brent will be wearing a shuka. So you wonder what's going on in the mind of those lions. They're looking at this huge thing, and they're probably trying to think of different ways it would taste. All very interested in the hippo. I wonder if any of them have ever eaten hippo before. I don't think they've got a chance against any of these 3 hippos in the dam here. Just not enough weight behind them. That sighting that I saw years ago that was recorded was actually the lions all jumped on the back of the hippo, and the hippo was turning left and right trying to evade them, but none of them were really brave enough to go near the front end, which is the danger end in the hippo, and eventually it turned and it grabbed one lioness on the face. And a lioness weighs 140 kilograms, so it's close to 300 pounds, plus minus, and it threw her away like a rag doll. And the rest of the lions decided very quickly after that was a meal they didn't feel the need to pursue. But it always amazes me the resilience of these lions. That female survived, although she lost the use of her one eye. As you can see, there's a general movement to go around that way. So I'm going to make a move, see if we can get around that side. We've got a bit of work to do if we want to follow them that side. So let's see if we can manage. Yeah, that wasn't so hard. I thought that was going to be harder than it was. The dam has actually filled up a bit. This was This whole section in front of us was dry last time I was down here. Well, relatively shallow. Sorry about the angle there, Craigo. Isn't that a beautiful silhouette? And the lions drinking. This is my favorite part. It is very pretty, ladies and gentlemen. And this is my favorite part, is watching the lions get up and start moving, and the youngsters will start playing. It just gets all very exciting, you know. They're on a road trip now. Who knows what the night is going to show them. Anything they come across will move off. And the wind is coming directly into us at the moment. Yeah, we're going to put on IR now, infrared now, folks, as the lions all start lying down in front of the car. There's a little glimpse at a heron that flew over. Oh, sorry about my head. We are now on infrared. Here we are with the lions. Two more still coming up from the back. Look at that one. He's playing with a stick in the water. Not quite sure what it is. So they are crossing exactly where I hoped they might. I hope we're going to be able to cross over there. And the general trajectory, we're going to pay attention to that, because if they do go south, that'll be marvelous. They'll go straight back into the heart of Juma. But if they do keep going east, and we could lose them to over to Torchwood, Cheetah Cut Line. Oh, he got a fright. The branch moved. Wasn't expecting that. There we go. Now that one, that's an adult wants to have a look at whatever that stick is. Tanith, hippos will most likely stay in the water until the lions leave. I've seen that as well with us. If we spend time at the water, they will often stay in the water until we've left, only coming out once all activity is gone. They're very shy, and they don't like their appearance. Because it's moving, they think it's alive. And here, pearl spotted owlet in the background. Okay, so as soon as this last lion moves off, we'll follow them around. You can see how they're just skirting around the dam there. And they're heading in a perfectly southward direction, which is exactly what we want. Glad the IR is on, because I'm losing sight of them with my naked eye. There you go. Off we go. Okay, folks, so bear with us as we try and navigate the swampland ahead. Only joking, it's not going to be that bad, but it could be because of the rain we've had. First, we've got to get over a big lot. Sorry, Craigo. Because of the rain we had, the dam potentially has filled up a little bit more on the side here, and it's a little bit bumpy. So hold on. We'll just stay here with them, shall we? They're right here. Still very interested in the hippos. These are mainly the youngsters that are staying back here. The adults are already a little bit up ahead. The youngsters want to stay and see what hippo tastes like. They're not quite sure why they're moving off from something that seems to be so close by. It's for your own best interests, youngsters. You do not want to be tackling a hippo. I promise you won't know what to do with it. Fantastic. So from Lions Mobile in the Darkness, let's go over to Taylor who's got some bright lights in the tent. Yes, we are with lions, and this little youngster here is very interested in the moving wheel. I had to give it a little word a moment ago, because IR, it's got some lights on so we can see them, as the IR is on as well. But they are moving directly across the wind, as I sort of anticipated. You see the wind is coming from this direction to our right, my right-hand side here. And so they'll walk across the wind, try and pick up on the smell of any animal in this direction, and then they'll move in that direction to try and hunt. That is the general gist of it. It can take all night, ladies and gentlemen. It can happen really quickly, or it can take all night and be no success. But that is the general sort of way of things that I've seen in my experience with lions. And it's so nice to be following them on the road. But they are heading in a general east direction on Hippo Pools Road, which is right up in the northeastern corner towards Cheetah Cut Line. It is quite some time until we get to the cut line, but hopefully they will turn in before then. Child of the universe, the sub-adults, I haven't seen them hunt, but at the age that they're at, they're more of a hindrance when it comes to hunting than they are an asset. So they will do a lot of the feeding, a lot of the fighting, but they're not very important in the hunting at the moment. They basically just follow at the back. Quite often what you'll see is the youngsters will end up playing at the back while the adults are hunting, and then the meal disappears, and the adults will look back with this look of like, excuse me? And then eventually when they get hungry enough, they stop playing and they pay more attention. But in a pride of this size, 5 adult lioness do very, very, very well. Okay, well, it looks like Taylor's managed to sort out her internet issues. Let's go back to her and her beetles. Yes, we're still with them. They haven't gone very far. They've been walking since you last saw us. And now they're lying down again, bit of sneezing. There's one coming up from the back behind us now. You can hear it. There it is. They're definitely interested in something. There's definitely food on the brain, but the wind is swirling. It's changing direction quite regularly now, coming from the east and from the south. And this beautiful lioness is the rear guard. So they walk, they try and get the smells of things, but often the smells can be a bit swirling, so they also rely quite heavily on their hearing. Who knows what success they might have this evening. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is live. We have no idea what could happen around the next corner. We could suddenly stumble across a breeding herd of buffalo. Could stumble across anything, really. As you've seen in the past, we just bump into animals, and that's what's so marvelous about the live show. Yes, we are off-road. We are following these lions. Don't want to lose them. We have no idea where they're going, but the good news is they are going directly south. That is all I can tell you. There they are. They're moving with quite a bit of purpose. I wouldn't say like running purpose, but they definitely have some intention on the mind. Marcy, the lions can see phenomenally well. We are looking using an infrared camera there. Now you see how dark it is. They can basically see what you see with that lens. That's kind of what they're able to see. If Craig goes back onto the infrared and he goes back to where the lions are, that's kind of what the lions can see. But we're going to see if we can keep up with them here. I don't want to lose them for you. It is inevitable though, but I would like to try a little bit harder as it starts getting quite thick, the bush. But they can see very, very well at night. All the predators can. They see black and white. They don't see the color or depth that we see, but it enables them to see very well in the darkness. And just like that, they vanish. Ow! That was a branch. This is a very thick block, ladies and gentlemen. I can just see the backside of one. There's another one there. Just up ahead here. I'm not going to crouch in on them. We don't want to disturb whatever it is that they are doing. Okay, fantastic. Let's go back over to Taylor, who'd like to show you the bird drawings. For your wonderful drawings and pictures. I believe they are incredible. I haven't seen them yet, but I will make sure I get a look when I get back to camp. We are still with the Nkuhumas, and they just stopped to drink at a little puddle, which I'm hoping not to get stuck in. Little mud wallow. And incredible how quickly these cats can just disappear. There they are. They're following a very nice game path, heading in a perfectly southerly direction. This is the game path that we actually had the last time, if you're watching with me, we waited at Buffelshoek for those buffalo to come through. This is the game path that they actually came through on. So what a marvelous afternoon we have had. Tingana doing his thing. Lions doing their thing. Oh, a little clawing, scratching on the tree. And the Nkuhumas showing us some care and some love. This is the first time I've been able to follow them. It's been marvelous. And thanks for being out with me this afternoon, Krager. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks for all your questions and comments. It's been a very nice afternoon as we try and keep up with these very elusive cats. Thank you from myself, Craig, and everyone else in FC as we try and get one more little picture of these lions as they disappear. They seem to be gone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early.